It is another day and another step towards becoming successful. Good day, future professionals. I'm sure everyone is now geared up to learn some points about personality development and mental health awareness that will definitely hone us in building our chosen career path. Today, our speaker is known for being an empowered woman. She is the Assistant Vice President for Marketing of SM Shoes and Bags. To give us some words about personality development, let us all watch Ms. Rina Pugayo.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to all Richwellians. It is an honor and it is my pleasure to be here to be one of your resource speaker for the current career forum of your school. So I'm excited to share some of my stories. I hope you guys are too. I hope everyone's doing well now. Even with this pandemic, I'm pretty sure you guys are very excited to doing a lot of things now that you're back in school. And I'm quite happy that even with this pandemic, your school is really very aggressive in making sure that the students are inspired with people, with stories, and with all the things that can actually enrich you as a student. So I hope you take this opportunity to learn more and get a lot from this kind of activity. So for now, for today, I am tasked to share a story. I just tagged it as "Yes, we can build your personal branding and say yes to your dream." So first, let me introduce myself. I am Rina Lacia Bugayong. My full name is Maria Rina Lacia Bugayong. And tubong Plaridel ako. I am raised here in Plaridel, Bulacan. My parents are here, but now I am already living in Makati with my family. I'm known as one of the apos of Popoy Magbobote. I have to share this to you because our family is quite familiar because of my amang. My amang Popoy is Magbobote, and I am very proud that I am actually affiliated to him kasi talagang lumaki siya sa hirap, and I think a self-made man like him is someone that I look up to. I am also an active youth servant from 1992 to 2004 in our parish. So I think I have actually worked and be with a team with some of your teachers and some of your probably some of your titas probably know me because all of us are from Plaridel, and it's quite a very enriching experience for me. So my primary and high school, I studied at St. James. I moved to Holy Spirit, and in high school, I was enrolled and admitted as a science in the Science High School of Marcelo H. Del Pilar. In college, I took up BS Hotel and Restaurant Administration at the University of the Philippines, and I further my studies to get master's degree in business administration in De La Salle University, major in marketing. So basically, I've been studying for so many years, but no regrets because I learned a lot. I love school, and if I can only go back, I'd still want to learn more. Okay, now here it is. I'm a marketer by profession. I'm a rocker by nature, and I'm a student of life. I just have to share this with you because basically I started as a hotelier at the Holiday Inn in Manila. But even then, I was already assigned in sales and marketing. As I worked my way through my career, I have fell in love with marketing. I moved to yehe.com to be part of the pioneering group that does internet marketing. Now we call it online marketing. In 2007, I was absorbed by Pen Shop to become part of their brand team. And in 2009, the following year, I moved to SM Store as a fashion marketer. So there I learned more and I have become adept with retail marketing. I'm a rocker by nature. I make sure that whatever task or project that I work, it rocks. From producing fashion campaigns and implementing in-store promotions or just leading a team of professionals and simply organizing class reunions, batch reunions, or even family reunions. I make sure that I put my 100% rocker effort. I am a student of life. I never get tired of learning. It doesn't stop in school. As I've said, if I can still enroll in courses, I would do so. It it just multiplies outside. And it's amazing that one can learn from so many sources like books, conversations, relationships, and a lot more. But the most important role for me right now is I am a wife to Ramil and a mother to Patricia Ruth. My family would be the most valuable thing in my life right now. I have decided to park my career in this time of pandemic and be with them. So at this point, I'm working on the biggest project of my life. So are you excited? I have a lot of things to share based from my experience, and I hope you learn from me. So as a marketer, I've reflected what should I share with Richwellians like you. I guess the best thing that I can share for now is building your personal branding. It is important. While you are all students, I think I'd like you to understand that you guys are also separately a, a brand. Yours, you should treat yourself as a brand. So how does it work? Let me share with you what branding is all about. There. So isn't it exciting? That's a peak of what I have done in the last 13 years of my life. So basically, I'm a marketer for fashion and I build brands. So this is a story that I want to share with you today. So what is a brand? A brand is a promise of product or service. It is something that differentiates it from the competitors. It defines what it is, what it wants to be, and what the people perceived it to be. Branding makes a product or service stand out. A good brand will always have a positive affinity. So, just a sample of the top 5 brands that we see. We have Coca-Cola, we have McDonald's, Apple, Google, Starbucks, which I think is one of your top favorites, ABS-CBN, GMA, Globe, BDO, and of course, my favorite brand, the SM Store. I'm pretty sure all of you have visited the stores. Well, not in the last couple of months, but yeah, thank you for the support. And some of the more popular brands now would be, especially for young people like you, would be BTS, Blackpink, Facebook, Netflix, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Those are applications that you use in your phones or in your tablets, but these are actual brands and you actually use them because you believe in them. You enjoy the experience for each of its brand. You enjoy BTS. You love BTS. Most of the people that I know are crazy about Blackpink. So it's in their phone, it's in their wallpaper. Basically, everything that you see are all brands. And each of these brands speak to you differently. And you know what? What's interesting is you may not notice it, but as I've mentioned, you can be a brand also. Just like what our influencers and um, famous personalities are. So, like examples, we have Heart Evangelista, we have Pia Wurtzbach, and we have Mimia. It doesn't matter what kind of personality they have, but they are a brand on taking their personal preference, their personal look, even their personal way of expressing themselves. They have their own brand, and they're very effective in influencing people. So branding makes them stand out. They have become influencers. So I want to share this because I think it's important for students like you planning their career or just thinking about what to do next in the coming years, that you are able to think, what kind of brand are you and why is it important? It is important because it branding defines you. But of course, I'd like to make and share some guidelines on the things that you need to do or list down when you plan yourself as a brand. Basically, on your everyday life, when you go out, you're already reflecting a certain branding personality. Like earlier, I showed you that I was a rocker because that's what I want. So in everything that I do, I make sure that I rock. Mostly, you wouldn't see me in the office wearing blazers or dresses or um, I don't know, girly girly attire. It's really more. I always go and come in the office in jeans and jackets because that's how I rock. I want to rock myself like that. And more than the attire, that's how I also talk. I talk to people, I talk to my team, and I always have the go-getter attitude because I want that rocker attitude. That's my brand as a person, as a boss, and well, sometimes as a mom. Well, my daughter loves it. So basically, that's how I am. And I'm pretty sure in your everyday life as a student, you do it also. You come out as probably a sweet girl or a very sensitive man, or probably a very studious student, and you, as you go along in your everyday life, that certain brand identity is seen in yourself. But you just can't have everything, and you cannot compare yourself with other people. That's something that you have to own, you have to work on, and you have to really decide, so this is what I want. So what are the things that you should take note? So in building your own brand, of course, you have to remember that um you have to know yourself. This is very important because there's a lot of things that's going on right now, a lot of things that we want to be like, be, even if it's not us, just because you're probably your group of friends or your some advisors, your teachers would see you like, oh, you should be like this. Of course, it's important that you listen to them because I know that they would guide you. But you also have to know yourself. You have to know your strengths. You have to know your weaknesses. You have to know where you will excel, and you have to know your passion. You have to celebrate your talents and accept your flaws. So it's very important. You build on what sets you apart. So, as I've mentioned, you have to know your talent, your values, and your personality because these things will make you stand out. Um, you have to be very careful, though, that you don't see your brand in others. which brings me to my next point. You stop comparing yourself with others. Um, it's important that you are able to strengthen your talents and show the world that, this is what I can do. As a person, I like talking to people. I like leading this team. I like to be on top of a project. Don't be shy about it, but you can always work well with other people. So long as you are not too pushy, so long as you are respectful and you know that you're just doing it because you want to give the best, then that's a very strong brand that you can take. You can also be a silent worker. You know, be in the background, do the research, or probably just prepare the creatives. You'd like to draw, you'd like to map out everything for the team, then that's okay. That's a very, very strong branding also. I remember in my work, I have young people, digital marketers. I have a lot of them, and they're amazing. I'm sure, just like you have great minds. So not all of them are strong-willed. Not all of them are really into fashion. Some of them are just very quiet in the corner, but they produce a lot of great ideas. So I take them separately and I see them as part of a team, which contributes to us making impactful campaigns. So just like in your school, when you do your cases, when you do your projects, when you do your thesis, or when you do special projects for the school, I'm sure you have your own role. And that brand personality, branding that you have would help you um, meet the goal that you have set with your team or with the school. So yeah, it's important that you stop comparing yourself with others. You know, nowadays it's very difficult because there are a lot of things that you see in the internet, and you feel that because all the applications are there, you see those beautiful ladies or hunk man, and seeing them like they're contributing a lot to the world, you feel that your effort or you as a person is not as important. That's not true. Stop looking at them and looking inward and see the value that you can give to your family, to the school, to your classmates, to your peers. I think if you stop comparing yourself to others and just accept yourself, then you would see your value, and you would see that you would perform more, you would soar higher, and would actually achieve whatever goal that you set for yourself. Put your best foot forward. Okay, this is very important. I don't know, but I guess that's something that I would want to share with you is the word um, mediocre. Don't be a mediocre. As I've said, you have your own role, you have your own brand. If you are an artist, then be the best artist that you can be. If you are a dancer, then be the best dancer that you can be. If you are a writer, then write the most amazing story that you can write. It's really important that you always make sure that in everything that you do, in everything that you submit to your teacher, to your professor, in everything that you share with your friends, you put your best foot forward. Your brand is marked on that output. So as you go along with your life, I think it's important that you know in your heart that when you give something, when you share something, or when you hand out something, an effort, an output, a gift, or whatever, um or even um in completing your requirements, as long as you know that you put your best effort, you put your best me in that, then you should be happy about it. Doesn't matter what your grade is, as long as you know that you 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 made the best effort, you exerted the best in that project, then you should be happy and be proud of it because that's your brand. But of course, there would always be room for improvement, so you just be open to that. When people judge you on, or when you get your scores or when the rankings are out. You just have to study and see, oh, where can I improve as a brand, as a person, as a student, um, as a daughter, or as a son. So those are the things that's important. And of course, never stop learning. This is very important, but you also have to be very careful where you get where you get the information. Now, one of the challenges of the internet, of the online world, is there's a lot of people just putting information there. So you have to be very careful of the things that you put inside. Remember, whatever that you put in, if it's good, then whatever that goes out will be good. So if it's trash, then there would be trash out. So you just have to be discerning. You have to be uh, what do you call that? You have to be discerning. You have to be careful, and you always seek the wisdom of the people that's given to you, your support system, your professors, your teachers, your counselors, your friends, and of course your family, because they are the ones who would guide you as you build your own brand. So always go back to what sets you apart. Um, Earlier, I said your talent, values, and personality will make you stand out. As you go along, there would be challenges or there would be dreams that you would feel like, I'll be the best doctor, I'll be the best artist. Yes, you can do that. You have the talent, you have the personality. But please never ever forget the values, because that's the most important thing. Values, as I've mentioned earlier, a good brand has a positive affinity. So, with that said, it's important that you are able to put that positive values into the brand that you want to be. I want to be I want to be a rich doctor. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to be the best doctor. But I want to be the best doctor with a heart. I mean, it's just, you don't have to be a Miss Universe to have a heart, right? So it's important that in everything that you do, in any brand that you decide to be, you would have that right value, that good, positive insight in everything, so that you'll be guided. So you should, in your own way, you if you are successful in building your own brand, you will be a good influencer. Probably not in the social media. You don't have to be a YouTuber to be an influencer. You can be an influencer in your own circle. And when you start building your career, when you start um, being, for example, a teacher, and become a teacher to students, and you influence them, or just as students to your friends, to your or to your younger siblings, you would be able to influence them. So that's a very very good sign that you have a good brand, and you have to take care of this brand, and always put in mind that a good brand will always be grounded in good values. Okay, so basically, to summarize it, it's really a personal branding that will equip you, help your dreams. As young as you are, you should know that you are capable of building your own brand. If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be an architect, if you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to be a businessman, an engineer, an educator, it's important that you know that you have a personal branding that will help you achieve this. But as I've emphasized earlier, it has to be a good, sincere, true, and God fearing brand that you would want to take care of. So, um, as you build your brand and establish in yourself now, what do I want to be? What kind of a brand am I? I'm a I'm a performer, so I'll be the best performer. I'll be a good performer in my school and share my talent to people. So that's something that's really very positive, and you should continue that. But also it's important that you always go back to the branding and connect this in say in establishing and visualizing your goals. So in saying yes to your dream, of course, your theme is yes we can, and in saying that yes we can, you also say yes to your dream. You have to visualize your dream. You said probably when you were younger you would say, when I grow up I want to be well, my daughter wants to be a producer of theater, of play, of film. So she wants to be like that. You guys, what do you want to be? What do you want to own? Or who do you want to travel with when you grow up? What places do you want to go? So those are dreams that you have. And if you still have not decided on those things, it's okay. It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with it. But as early as now, what I can suggest is you find your passion and interest. And then when you do, you pursue it. And as you pursue it, you would realize that you are building your brand. And in pursuing that, you are already reaching your dream. So I hope that this very short talk finds your interest and inspired you to become better people, to become better students, and reminding you that yes, you can in all the things that you want to do in life. You really can, as long as you build up yourself as a brand, as a person, again, who is sincere, grounded, and God fearing, then you can never go wrong. You guys are very lucky because you have a school that definitely takes care of the welfare of the students. I can see, I have known some of the people who share this project with me, and I am very happy to be part of this because what the school wants is to continue to inspire you. That despite these challenges that we are facing now, despite that you don't see your friends, you don't see your teachers, you just see them on Zoom or in Facebook or in Google Meet, that they are here for you, inspiring you, continuing to remind you that yes, you can and you can build your dream. So thank you, and I hope to see you when I go back in the market as in the field of marketing. For those people who wants to be marketing, I hope to work with you. If not, then I would be looking forward to see you all reach for your dreams. So have a good day, everyone.
Thanks for sharing your valuable insights, Ms. Serena Bugayong. To proceed with our next speaker, let us have our very own Guidance Counseling Center Director to prepare us to be mentally and emotionally ready in facing our chosen career path. Let us all have Dr. Lolita Trani.
I am your speaker this morning, and the task was given to me is all about mental health and mental hygiene at school in the new normal. So yours truly is Dr. Lolita Churani, registered guidance counselor, registered psychologist. Right now, I am your director at Richwell Guidance and Value Formation Center. So we will be discussing, now we have here from the Bible, for I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds, says the Lord. Jeremiah chapter 30 verses 17. So ang Panginoon mismo ay nagbigay sa atin ng pag-asa para tayo'y tulungan gumaling sa ating mga sakit at sugat. So lahat naman na ito ay puro offering natin sa ating Panginoon. Mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual can work productively and fruitfully, can cope with the normal stresses, can realizes his or her own potential, and can contribute to his or her community. So itong apat na to ay nagsasabi na ikaw ay mentally healthy dahil with your talents and skills, you can produce a very good output in your work. And then you can cope up the normal stresses. Ano ba ang mga normal stresses natin? Yung everyday life situation natin. That sometimes we are bombarded with so many problems and their activities that are uh, there are several activities that are to be submitted. So, kaya natin yon pagka normal ang ating mental health. Then, realizes your own potential. Alam ba ninyo kung ano ang kakayahan nyo? So, syempre, pag normal tayo, alam natin kung anong kaya natin gawin. And then can contribute to his or her community. Ayun, gaya ng mga extension work na i-involve tayo para sa ating mga kapaligiran. So we are trying to share our own skills and talents to our community. This time, we will define what is mental hygiene. So pag sinabing mental hygiene, this refers to the ways of preserving our mental health. So mental health preservation, ibig sabihin, iniingatan natin na hindi tayo masira. Ipipreserve natin. Gaya ng mga food preservation, di ba? Nilalagyan nyo ng mga food preservatives para hindi masira. Kung merong ganun sa pagkain, meron din tayong ganon sa ating mental hygiene. Ngayon, tatalakayin ko yung common mental health issues among students. Since you are first year, maaring nag-a-adjust pa kayo kung ano ang mga expectations ng mga teachers sa inyo, kaya medyo naguguluhan kayo. Pero pagka hindi ka naman, pag wala kang sakit sa utak, hindi mo naman yun madadama. Pero ito ngayon, mga issues na i-discuss ko sa inyo kung meron kang depression. So, ang una dito is meron kang low self-esteem. Pag sinabing self-esteem, ito ang tinatawag natin na self-respect or kakayahan natin. Iniisip natin hindi mo kaya gagawin yung inassign sa iyo. Kaya magwi-withdraw ka na lang, ay ayoko niyan, hindi ko kaya. So hindi pwede yun dahil as a student, you have really to come up to a very good output. So pag meron ka na niyan, low self-esteem, ano mo na yon. And then, loss of energy. Ano ba yung loss of energy? Nawawalan ka ng gana gumawa. Mahina ang pakiramdam mo, mahina ka. And then, the third one is you have your sleep problems. Hindi mapagkatulog. Kung ano-ano iniisip. Pero para kang makatulog, bawasan mo yung mga, halimbawa, pagkain na may mga stimulants. Talagang hindi ka makakatulog. Gaya ng chocolate, common yun. Sweets, candies, at saka kahit vegetable, yung okra, very high protein, kaya ma-stimulate ka nun. So, iwasan mo yun pagka gabi na. Iwasan mong kanin yun. And then, anger and irritability. Palagi ba kayong irritable at saka nagagalit? So, nagsasaad yun na may depression kayo. Bakit kayo magagalit? May mga dahilan yun. And we have here changes in appetite. Yung iba, walang gana kumain. Yung iba naman sobrang craving ng pagkain. So, hindi talaga normal kung isipin natin. Ang iba naman ay nag-isolate. So, we have here isolation. Gusto mapag-isa, gusto ayaw nilang makita ng kapwa nila. Ayaw nilang makisalamuha sa grupo. So, tandaan ninyo, hindi pwedeng mag-isa ka lang lagi. Kasi nga may kasabihan tayo, no man is an island. So, kailangan natin makimingle with a group or with our friends. Ito may isa pa, loss of interest. Wala nang gana. Interest saan? Sa pag-aaral, interest sa pagtatrabaho, interest para mag-relax. Wala. Bagot na bagot ka lang sa sarili mo. And the last one is suicidal tendency. Yung mga taong gusto nang magpakamatay. Pero itong suicidal tendency naman, hindi basta-basta yan. Kaagad mangyayari sa'yo dahil may pinaguhugutan yun eh. Minsan it runs in the family. Parang lahi-lahi din yun. Pero minsan, kahit kayo walang lahi, pag bombarded ka with so many stressful activities na hindi na kaya tugunan ng isip mo at katawan, ayun, ang huling desisyon ay gusto nang magpakamatay. So, pag meron kayong naobserbahan sa inyong sarili nitong 8 i-discuss ko, no? The 8 factors that you can find here on depression, low self-esteem, loss of energies, sleep problems, anger and irritability, changes in appetite, isolation, loss of interest at saka suicidal tendency. Alarming na yan. Kaya since meron naman kayong guidance center, gaya sa akin, nandyan ako para sa inyo. Isipin nyo, itong 8 na to, meron lang kayong 4 niyan. Pumunta na kayo sa guidance counselor. Huwag na ninyong antayin na makakarating ka pa sa psychiatrist. Kasi may mga lunas sa depression through counseling lang. Pero pag hindi na makuha sa counseling, i-refer na kayo sa psychiatrist. Yes. Ang pangalawa dito ay anxiety. So, isa ito sa mga sinasabing issue ngayon. Ano ba ang tinatawag na anxiety? Dito, nakapresent ang mga meaning kung ano yon. If you have feeling, fear, and uneasiness, problem sleeping, cold or sweaty hands and or feet, shortness of breath, restlessness, obsessed with recurrent thoughts, inability to be still or calm. So, meron ba kayong ganon? Ay nagsasaad na meron kayong anxiety. Takot. Ano ba ang ikinatatakot? So, meron pinaghuhugutan yun. Pag nag-manifest na ito sa katawan ninyo, yung lagi kang takot, namamawis ang mga kamay mo at saka paa, shortness of breath, nauubusan ka minsan na hinahabol mo yung hininga mo, and then you cannot sleep, you are restless, obsessed with recurrent thoughts, kung ano-ano mga pinag-iisip, pabalik-balik na iniisip, at saka hindi mo na kaya kumalma. Di ba? Kasi tayo naman ang captain sa sarili natin. Kung sabihin natin na, maging active ka, di magiging active ka. Sinabi naman natin sa sarili natin, kumalma ka, kakalma ka. Pero out of control mo na yon, hindi mo na kaya. Meaning to say, meron kang pinagdadaanan na anxiety. Kaya, punta sa guidance counselor agad. Sa amin, bukas palad kami, magsiserve. Kahit online counseling, pwede kami. Meron kaming staff dito sa guidance na pwede kayong lumapit. Or makipag-tie up kayo sa inyong professor na katawagan dito sa guidance, i-refer kayo sa amin. So, walang problema yun. Ang pangatlo ay suicide. Pangatlong issue sa mental health. Ano ba ang suicide? Di ba ito yung gusto mo nang patayin yung sarili mo? Gusto mo nang tapusin ang buhay mo? Pero hindi mo lang basta-basta yan maiisip kung ikaw ay normal ang kaisipan. Dahil last resort yung pagsisuicide. Parang wala ka ng inspirasyon mabuhay. So dito sa ating screen makikita natin ano ba ang mga warning signs ng suicide. So warning signs, ibig sabihin para malaman natin na nandyan na tayo sa sinasabing suicidal tendency. Ito kung iisipin mo lang parang hindi naman masyado pero ang iba nito talagang ginagawa. Ang una dito, negative view of self. So yung mga negatibo na ang tingin niya sa sarili niya. Pag sinabing negatibo, wala nang fruitful ideas. Palagi na lang, ay hindi ko kaya yun. Ay wala na akong kwentang tao. So kumbaga wala na siya mararating. Ang iba ay hopelessness or no hope in the future. Wala na. Hindi na siya nangangarap dahil akala niya, para pa, mangarap ako Gusto ko nang magpakamatay dahil sa dami ng problema. Ang iba ay isolation, feeling alone. Yung gaya ng sinabi ko kanina. Ayaw makisalamuha sa kapwa. Ayaw makibanding sa mga klase. Gusto mapag-isa lang siya. Yung iba, nag-a-attempt mag-take ng drugs. Gaya nito, substance. Ano ba mga substance na sinasabi? This pertains to the intake. Ano ba ang kinakain mo? Mga substances ba na nakakasira o nakakabuti? Gaya ng vitamins. Kahit vitamins lang yan, pag na-over kayo. Vitamin A, pag umover ka niyan, nakakabaliw yan. I have one case before. Tinanong ko ano ang lagi mong iniinom, vitamin A daw, kasi gusto niyang pumuti at kuminis ang kanyang skin. Pag overdose ng vitamin A, nakaka-praning. So, yung mga drugs, gaya ng shabu, di ba? Very common yan. Mga marijuana na yan. And maraming klaseng substances na nakakasira. Okay, isa pa is giving things away. Wala na. Pinamimigay na niya lahat. Yung para sa kanya, ay hindi na yan. Hindi ko kailangan yan, sa'yo na yan. Yung iba nag-iisip na, paano kaya pag namatay ako? Ano kaya yung klaseng living? Di ba? Yung mga iniisip ng mga suicidal. And then, engaging risky behaviors. So, mga risky behaviors like you go to the bar, go to some other places na hindi mo alam, may mga rape, may mga nag-aabang para mang-rape. So, iyon hindi mo na yun naiisip. Mapapalabang ka dyan. Kasi kung ika nga, kung ano ang ipinukul sa'yo, yun din ang gagawin mo. So, do away with that. Yung iba ay may self-harm tinatawag. Yung naglalaslas ng kanilang race dito. Ika nga pag isa pa lang daw okay lang, madaling gumaling. Dagdagan pa natin, maging 2, 3, hanggang gagawin 10 para masatisfy. So, yun ay alarming sign yun. Gusto mo nang magpakamatay. And then, frequently talking about death. Laging gusto pag-usapan ang kamatayan. And, yun, hindi ka naman dapat mag-apuran yan. Dahil, ang iba nga gusto mabuhay na matagal ikaw naman gusto mo namang matapos agad ang buhay mo. Hindi maganda yon. And we have here possessing lethal means. Nako, gaya ng lethal injection. Di ba? Noon meron tayong batas na pag kay criminal pwede kang death penalty. Yun, isasubmit ka for a lethal injection. Then you have feeling like a burden to others. Parang hindi ka na inspired dahil iniisip mo, mas pabigat ka lang sa iba. And how much you can offer, wala ka ng gana. So you have drastic mood and behavior. Pabugso-bugso yung behavior mo, mainipin ang ulo. All of these are signs and warnings of suicide. Kayo ba meron mga ganon? Marami yan. Kahit ilang-ilan meron kanyan magpakita ka na sa mga guidance counselors. Ngayon, kung medyo nahirapan pa kayo pumunta sa amin directly dahil mahihiya pa kayo, yung inyong teachers or subject teachers ninyo medyo kaibigan na ninyo, pwede naman kayo doon simula pag-open up. Tapos, i-refer kayo sa amin. Huwag na ninyo patagalin yon kung meron kayong ganong sintomas. Dahil mahirap na yan pag lumala. Yung mga diniscuss ko kanina merong specific discussions about gaya nitong substance abuse. Ang una ay tolerance lang muna. Kayang-kaya pa. Pangalawa, obsession na. Hinahanap na talaga. Sabihin na lang natin, alcohol. Una, ano lang muna. Social drinking, ika nga. Pangalawa, hinahanap na. Hindi na makatulog pag wala ng alcohol sa katawan. Pangatlo, kung isang bote lang muna, hinahanap-hanap everyday, at least nakakainom ng isang boteng alak, magkakaroon na yan ng additional increase of intake. Naghahanap na ng mas madami. Or lost control. Hindi mo na nakokontrol yung sarili mo. Basta sige ka na lang na sige. Even if you know that nakakasama ito sa'yo, sige na, sige, abuse. Kumbaga, abusive despite you know the harm. So, wala na talaga. And eventually, withdrawal symptoms. Pag withdrawal symptoms ito'y pag hindi mo na sinunod yung sunod-sunod mo intake. Pag hindi ka na nakainom ng alak, halimbawa alak lang yan, may mga withdrawal symptoms kang mafe-feel. Gaya ng nanginginig ang katawan, pinapawisan ng malamig, or nagiging irritable, nagwawala. Yan ang mga withdrawal symptoms. The next topic that we will tackle is computer and internet addiction. Meron ditong dalawang symptoms na pinapakita. We have the behavioral symptoms and the physical symptoms. So, babasahin ko muna under behavioral symptoms. Ano ito? These are sleep deprivation. Sinabing deprivation, parang hindi mo pinagbibigyan ang gusto mo matulog, pinipigil mo. 'Di ba? 'Yun ang sleep deprivation. And then you have fatigue, laging pagod. Solitary life, malungkutin. Family problems because of cyber widow, tinanggalan ka ng cellphone, tinanggalan ka ng internet. Problema ng pamilya, ayun, kakaroon ka na noon. Then disruption in close relationship. Nakakaantala, ika nga, sa mga kaibigan. And then decline in academics. Hindi ka na nagkakaroon ng gana para mag-aral. So, doon ka na lang sa computer all the time. You have problems at occupation. Kung ikay nagtatrabaho, hindi mo na nagagampanan yun. Dahil addicted ka na sa computer at saka internet. And eventually, you have abuse of drugs, caffeine. So, ito yung mga behavioral symptoms. Pag meron kang addiction, sa computer pa lang yun, at saka internet. E paano na kung addict ka sa drugs? Matindi pa yun. Then we have physical symptoms. Pag addicted ka na sa computer, lagi ka na lang nakaganyan, maghapon. Mayroong tinatawag na carpal tunnel syndrome. Ano yon? Dito yon sa kamay ninyo. Nananakit na yon. Nangangawit, nanginginig na. Hindi mo na maikilos, mabigat na. Namamanhid. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng carpal tunnel syndrome. You have your dry eyes. Siyempre, katipitig doon sa computer, talaga magdadry ang iyong mga mata. Then, backache. Sumasakit na yung likod. Headache. Sakit ang ulo. Irregular eating habits. Hindi na nakakain on time. Ang kanyang kain, ang almusal niya ay pananghalian na. And then, walang pananghalian, diretso. Hapunan. Ang effect nun ay headache din. Then you have poor personal hygiene. Ano ba ibig sabihin nitong poor personal hygiene? Ito na yung mga ayaw maligo, tinatamad na maglinis sa katawan, tinatamad magbihis ng bagong damit. So ano mangyayari sa inyo? Amoy ipis na kayo, amoy surot. Dahil sa computer, addicted ka na sa internet. So, siyempre, pagka nandiyan ka na yung laging very obvious manifestation sa addiction ay mahirap ka na makatulog. So, sa computer addiction pa lang yun. Iisipin natin may matindi pa riyan. Pero hanggat maaari, ngayon at alam na ninyo ang mga simptomas, ingatan na ninyo ang sarili nyo. Huwag na kayo masyado magbabad sa computer. Gamitan ng computer sa tamang oras ng paggamit. Hindi na, wala nang lubay, nandoon na lang, maghapon, magdamag. So, yun na, talakay ko na, I already discussed to you the symptoms. Now, what can you do? Ano naman ang ating magagawa? Ang una dito ay take care of your body. Alagaan ang katawan. So, mababasa ninyo dyan. You have physical health. Eat a balanced diet and drink enough water. Exercise regularly. Get a good night's sleep, preferably 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. So, yung ibang mga talagang busy masyado, pwede na ang 6 hours. Hindi ka na niyan pero ang kompleto talaga you should have 8 hours night sleep. Iba yung tulog sa araw, iba yung tulog sa gabi. Sasabihin nyo, ay, 4 na oras lang kagabi tinulog ko. Matutulog ako ngayon sa araw, 4 na oras para kumpleto. Iba po ang resulta noon sa mental hygiene. Kaya if you can have a very good sleep at night, make it 8 hours. So you will start sleeping from 9 to 4. So, ilan na yun? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 hours yun. And we have here, rejuvenate your routine. Ano ba ang mga routine na sinasabi? Yung sunod-sunod na ginagawa. Sinabing rejuvenate, baguhin. Medyo ibahin mo paminsan-minsan. Switch off your devices for a digital detox. Linisin daw, i-detox mo. Treat yourself such as your favorite food. Kain ka naman paminsan-minsan ng pagkain hindi mo lagi natitikman para maiba naman ang isip mo, hindi puro computer or ano pang activity. And then care for others or volunteer. Yun. So, naiba ang routine mo. Another thing here is take care of your mind. Kanina, take care of your body. Siyempre, sunod, take care of your mind. Kasi the body and the mind should go together. We call that in psychology, psychosomatic relationship. The psycho is the mind and the body is the somatic. So when the mind dictates to the body cooperates. Kaya maraming sakit na naidudulot na ang tawag doon sa sakit na yun ay psychosomatic. Nagkakasakit dahil iniisip nila na sila'y magkakasakit ng ganun. Kaya ingatan natin ang ating mga iniisip. So dito, mental health. Take advantage of student support services available. Okay, gaya ng guidance center, mga guidance counselors natin, kami. We are all the time willing to assist your mind problems, no? Your emotions, your love life, your family problems, your study habit problems. Punta lang kayo sa amin, nandiyan kami. Makakabigay sa inyo ng cue kung ano ang dapat gawin. Then try meditation and mindfulness. Yes, this is very good. You pray. You talk to God. Wala namang ibang lulutas sa ating mga problema o hindi yung sarili natin na nangihingi tayo ng intervention from the Holy Spirit, from our Lord. Diba? Pag kumilos na si Lord, kayang-kaya na yun. Write out your thoughts to get them off your chest. Ibig sabihin, relax lang. Isulat nyo muna yung mga dapat nyong gawin. Huwag na ngayon naisip, ngayon din gagawin. Ay, wala na kayong pahinga nun. Para medyo ma-relax naman ng konti. So ano ba ang mga student life na sinasabi dito? Keep up hobbies despite your busy workload. So ano ba mga hobbies? Yung iba naman yung binabasa mong libro dahil sa subject mo yon. May taong ang hobby nila ay reading novels. Hobby nila reading the Bible. So you can have that. Iwasan mo muna magbasa doon sa subject mo. Nababagot ka na doon sa math, English, or science subject. Iba naman basahin mo. O kung iba naman, manood ka ng movie para hindi ma-bombarded ka doon sa workload mo. And then, stay in touch with friends and family. Yun, yung ibang tao kasi akala nila nakaka-irita pa yung maraming kaibigan. Pero para sa akin, ang kaibigan ay nakakabigay ng good mental health. See? Kasi ang idea mo, pag i-share mo na sa isang kaibigan, naiiba na. Kumbaga, meron na kayong interaction. Hindi na kung ano ang pinaniniwalaan mo, yun na lang ng yun. Pero pag ikwento mo na ito sa kaibigan mo, maaring gumanda pa yung iniisip mo. Akala mo masama. Okay, go out and explore the nature nearby. Yun. Ngayon hindi mo na kailangan lumayo. Magkaroon ka lang sa bahay nyo ng mga tanim, di ba uso ngayon? Mga plantito. Ang iba na busy sa pag-propagate ng mga halaman. Di ba? Para maiba naman ang horizon mo, hindi na lang all the time bombarded ka sa mga gawaing school. So you plant flowering plants, ornamental plants. Hobby. Ito, mas importante ito. Ayun pa. Itong the use of your spiritual life support. So ito ang pinakamaganda. Spending time with the words is time well spent in the Bible. Marami kang matututuhan sa Bible. Ako in the morning, I used to read verses from the Bible. Paggising ko sa umaga, gawin ninyong habit yun. Paggising nyo sa umaga, syempre, magsuklay, magbanyo, then paglabas nyo, kuhanin ninyo ang Bible. Magbasa kayo ng verses. Ang daming mga magagandang aral. So, yung mga negative thoughts mo, pag nagbasa ka sa Bible, marirealize mo na, natural lang pala yun. Kaya pala ako nagkaganito kasi ganun ang ginagawa ko. The Bible is a very good answer to our queries. Kaya magbasa ng Bible. Count your blessings. Okay, ano ba mga blessings na sinasabi? Yung skills ninyo, your talents and skills. Di ba? Yung good friends, mga blessings yun. Mga dumadating sa inyong kabutihan, yan yung mga blessings. Hindi lang material things lagi ang blessing. Yung gumising ka lang sa isang umaga na walang sakit, laking blessing, no? Nako, mga first year, tandaan ninyo, baka meron tayo dyan na hanggang ngayon hindi pa nakakakilala na kung ano ang itsura ng Bible, ha? Yun ang magandang kaibigan. Kaya, kung wala kayong Bible, punta kayo sa akin, may 3 pa ako doon, bibigyan ko kayo. Para matuto kayo mag-search ng kaalaman na galing kay Lord. Okay, join in worshiping God. So, gaya kila Sir Kim, kila Sir Bob, ang ating presidente. Ang gagaling nila kumanta, pero anong kinakanta nila? Papuri sa Diyos. That's one thing of worshiping God. Pag wino-worship mo ang ating Lord, lagi may counterpart yun ng blessing. For everything that you do for the Lord, may sukli yun. Kaya huwag kayong matatamad mag-praise sa ating Lord. And then, write reflections or journal. Yun. Ang mga psychologists, lagi namin ina-advise yun na pagka ikaw ay galit, isulat mo muna. Isulat mo ng many times sa papel. Pakasulat mo ng 100 times, basahin mo. Siguro 5 times mo lang basahin. Yung inis mo na binabalak mo, hindi mo na itutuloy. Kasi ikaw mismo nakaka-realize na masama pala yun. So, from that, nadadagdagan yung pasensya mo, nadadagdagan yung time na kara-karaka. Kung impulsive ka, masisave ka doon. Sometimes, we are the captain of our soul, ika nga. We are the captain of our body. Kaya, ikaw lang din ang makakapagsabi kung gusto mo papunta sa mabuti at saka sa masama. So, yung iba mayroong grupo. We call that care group. Itong care group na to, may schedule yata sila. Every Friday ng 6:00, meron silang Bible sharing. So, why not join them? Dito sa Richwell, hindi kayo maliligaw. Kasi ang dami ninyo mapupuntahan. Music ministry, di ba? Mga moments with God, care group, guidance and counseling, matatalinong professors, teachers, mababait na administrators. Wala na kayong hahanapin. Libre pa yung aral niyo. Yun ay mga blessings. Okay. Again, let's come to the next topic. Learn how to cope. So we have here the meaning of coping. Okay, ang letter C ay create your passion. Turn your passion into profession. So passion, kung ano ang lagi niyong ginagawa. So you turn it into profession. Gawing trabaho para kumita. Pangalawa ay be open to new opportunities. So ano ba mga new opportunities sa buhay nyo? Kung saan kayo may hilig. So yun ang hanapin nyo. And ika nga, grab the opportunity because pag hindi mo yan pinansin, hindi na yung babalik sa iyo. Next. Plan for the future. Create your future vision board. Meron ba kayong vision board? Kami noong 4th year high school, isa yun sa mga projects namin. Ano daw ang vision mo? So, di ba, ang pangarap natin ay minsan hindi lang isa, marami. Isusulat mo yun, may picture pang ganun, lalagay mo yun. I-arrange mo sa board. So that when you're in college, pag ni-review mo yung ginawa mong vision board ng high school, makikita mo talaga na kung ano ang inilagay mo doong marami. Yun din ang pinuntahan mo sa pag-college. Next. Encourage yourself to be productive every day. Focus on being productive instead of just being busy. So, meron yan. Kunyari busy, wala namang output. Wala namang nagagawang matino. So, kailangan productive. Busy complains that they have no time. Yung sige lang complain, wala naman nagagawa. Productive dedicates their time to important things. So, bilang isang estudyante, ano ba ang priority nyo? Di ba mag-aral para makatapos, magkaroon ng career in the future. So, yun ang anuhin nyo sa sarili nyo, no? I-motivate nyo ang sarili nyo na ako gusto kong maging may architecture ba dito? Wala. Ano ba ang courses dito?
Education. Teacher.
Pwede naman yung ma-edit. Ako'y gusto kong maging teacher. So, focus your studies on your major fields. Kasi ang teaching ay maraming major fields. Kung anong hilig mo, magaling ka sa language, okay, major in English. Or kung magaling ka sa numbers, major in math. O depende. Maraming mga vocational courses na napipili din. Kung alin ang hilig nyo, di yun ang gawin nyo para maging productive. Okay?
Ikaw ka na din. And message mo.
Lastly, we have here the message. Be with someone who is good for your mental health. So, sino yung someone who is good for your mental health? Unang-una, si Lord. Pangalawa, parents ninyo. Pangatlo, kaibigan nyo. Pang-apat, teachers nyo. Diba? Ang dami. Pero bukod tangi talaga, si Lord ang dapat lapitan natin. Gaya nito, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Chapter 11, verses 28. So, napakaliwanag niyan. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm sure if you will try to reflect on what I have discussed to you this morning, ay malaking maitutulong yun sa inyong mental.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chani, for raising mental health awareness to our dear Richwellians. Future professionals, this is just the first part of our Career Forum 2020. And now, we are down with our parallel session. We invited professionals in different fields to guide and inspire us in pursuing our chosen career path. So, dear Richwellians, stay with us. Again, I am Ms. April V. Bantige, and this is Career Forum 2020. Yes, we can.